one thing I wanted to get at here is some things that I've seen in terms of people discussing how actors should really interact with firearms. So there's a video of another armorer who does some Western style TVs and movie that he's had experience working with firearms on, and he was talking about how it's similar to stunt work, right? And you've also done stunt work.
Done a lot of stunt work, yeah.
Right? And so he was comparing this idea of having the actor personally check the chamber of a revolver for the rounds and having them, manipulate the rounds, take them out, put them back in, make sure that they're actually what they're supposed to be. That could cause problems too. It'd be similar in this person's analogy to an actor checking their own stunt rigging and potentially screwing it up. What do you think about that argument in this case?
I think all of this is physics, and physics can be broken down in pretty simple terms. If the stunt rigging means that the buckles are supposed to be set thusly, then you tell the actor, I'm setting your buckle thusly, and you know that it's safe because the webbing is covering the red, part of the carabiner that tells us that it's properly looped through. And then the actor could look, and then they could know that they're safe, and they would feel comfortable.
Right.
And there's no reason not to share that knowledge. You're not worried that the actors, once they have that knowledge, they're going to steal your job or something. You're just explaining what you're doing. You're showing them that you know what you're doing, and you're letting them share in the safety process. So that, let's say you put the harness on wrong, if you've taught the actor what it's supposed to look like, the actor could then look down and say, hey, Charlie, didn't you tell me that the red was supposed to be covered on here? Because it doesn't look like it to me. You're the expert. You come look. But I'm just, it just doesn't look like what you taught me was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Right? The more you share that knowledge, right, the more people can participate in the safety process.
And this is what I thought about. That was kind of mirrors my thoughts on the this particular critique. Like, I understand, this person was saying, all right, well, we're only loading in rounds in the certain way. So we might need a one blank and then 4 dummy rounds in order for this particular shot, because we only want him to take as many shots. Like, this is a very controlled situation. It's supposed
That's
to be.
Right.
And so we're only using this kind of, and we don't want to mix. We don't want to have the actor mix them around or whatever. Right. But it seemed to me like, all right, that makes sense. But then why not have why isn't the armorer there to?
So we load everything up in the right order, and then based on that order, this one here should be in this round should be in this position, right? So we put that in there. We make a little mark on the back of that. That way, if the actor handles it, if they want to look at it, they want to check it themselves, then we make sure that the right one ended up back in the right spot before we go.
Yeah, so it doesn't seem like that big of a hurdle.
Yeah, no. There's no big hurdles in gun safety, which is really why, even though when these accidents happen, they are a tragedy, they don't happen all that often relative to the amount of, gun usage that happens on sets.
Right, right. Because there's like dozens of movies and film, TV shot every day in this country that utilizes firearms in one way or another.
The vast majority are done completely safely.
Yeah, I'm only aware personally from what I've read since this news broke of 3 fatal accidents over the last 40 years. There was the
Sean Hexum, Brandon Lee
in '84, Brandon Lee, and then this is the third one, right?
And this is the third, right? There have been others.
Now there's been others in other parts of the country.
He just had his ear shot off with a blank. There's a gentleman in Kansas City that had his face shot with a live shotgun during a Western reenactment, earlier this year, because they used a live shotgun shells instead of blanks. So these things happen, occasionally, but for the amount of filming that's done that uses firearms, it's a rarity. And it's a rarity because you have to achieve such a high level of stupidity and carelessness that most people just can't get there.